Welcome to Banahene Tutorial Collections, and in this particular video we are going to dive into the world of copying and pasting in Microsoft Excel. We are going to have a smooth data transfer in our created worksheet, sailing through cells, which cells are the intersection of rows and columns. Copying and pasting is the art of duplicating content from one cell or range of cells to another location. Having the skills in copying and pasting is a great format for an Excel user in Microsoft Excel, and this opens up a world of efficiency and also conveniences. I am going to show you different ways you can apply the copy and paste options or elements in Microsoft Excel to help in the transfer or transmission of data in your created worksheet. So without any further ado, let's jump into this particular worksheet and also start exploring the copying and paste feature. The first method we can use is the right click method. So if you want to use the right click method to copy and paste a data in your worksheet, you make sure to select the data you want to copy. So I have selected this particular cell, which is the active cell, that is the column C and then row 3. Therefore you make sure your mouse pointer is on the selected cell, then you right click on your mouse, and you're going to have this context menu and we are going to select copy. Now you can see this dancing border lines around this active cell. This tells you that this particular active cell has been copied into the clipboard of your task pane. Therefore when I move to this different cell I have here under column F, this is a new location where I can paste this copied item. So you make sure that the mouse pointer is on this selected cell, then you right click, and then in these options you are going to see all these paste options. You are going to select the first one, which is paste. So now you can see that we've copied this data into another cell, and that is the duplication of a data. This keeps the original data in its original location and then make another duplicate of that data in a different location. So this is the first method we can use to copy and paste data in Microsoft Excel. Now if you want to cancel this particular dancing border around this active cell, you press the escape key on the keyboard. Now we are moving to the second method, which is the ribbon of Microsoft Excel. So how can we use the ribbon of Microsoft Excel to copy and paste data in our created worksheet? So as usual, you select the data you want to copy. You can also select 2 or more cells which are going to serve as your range. So let's assume that I want to select these 3 cells here. Then I move to my ribbon of Microsoft Excel, and currently I am in the home ribbon. And the first group in the home ribbon is the clipboard group, and we have this copy command. When I click, now this is copied into the clipboard of the computer system. And when I select a new location and then move back to the ribbon and choose this paste command, now you can see that we have copied and pasted this data from its original location, and we have made a duplicate in a different location. So this is the second method we can use to copy and paste our data in Microsoft Excel. And as usual, if you want to cancel this dancing border, you press the escape key on the keyboard. We are moving to the third option we can apply to copy and paste data in our worksheet, and that is the use of the keyboard shortcut. So if I want to copy these cells, which are these 2 cells, I'm going to click and drag to select. Then I'm going to hold Ctrl+C on the keyboard. This also copied this data into the clipboard, and when I select this cell, I'm going to hold Ctrl+V, and that is going to paste this cell in a different location. So this is the third method we can use to copy data and also paste data. Now we have additional and also advanced ways of copying and pasting data, and as usual, copying and pasting data is equal to the move option. That is to move something from one location to the other. So we have other ways of moving data from one cell to another cell in our worksheet. So we are moving to the fourth method, and this is to use the combination of the keyboard and the computer mouse. So I'm going to press the escape key to cancel this dancing border. So let's assume that I have this data here. I'm going to select. Then you make sure you place your pointer around the border of this selected cell. You can see that we have this green border around this active cell. Make sure your pointer is on that green border. Then you hold down the control key on the keyboard and use the left mouse button on your mouse and drag this to a different location and release the mouse. Now this happens to your cell. This has copied this particular formula from this location into this location. And when you look at this formula, this data here has this formula in the formula bar, and that is calculating B4 and C4. And since we copied this formula into this certain cell, this has used the relative cell reference in Excel to also copy the same syntax for this particular cell. It means that this is also going to calculate the two cells that come before it, that is D10 and also C10. So when I select this and move to the formula bar, you can see that we have C10 and D10, meaning we have copied and pasted this formula into these cells. So when it comes to copying and pasting, it doesn't depend on a constant or a value. It can also be a function or a formula or a shape as well, and that is where we can copy and paste this particular data. So we are exploring different ways of copying and pasting data in Microsoft Excel. Let's move to our fifth option, and this is also a combination of the keyboard and the computer mouse. When I select this cell and then place the pointer around this border, hold down the shift key on the keyboard and click to a different location. Now when I release, you can see that I have moved this particular data into a different location, and this is a permanent copying and paste option. That is moving a data from original location into a different location, and the combination of these keys are the shift key and the left mouse button. Now let's move to our sixth option. When you select the data, it can be a single cell or multiple cells. You make sure that your mouse pointer is on the border, and this time around we are going to hold the right mouse button on the mouse and drag it to a different location and release the mouse. We are going to have this pop-up options, and then you navigate through. You can see that we have different kinds of options you can utilize. We have move here, copy as values. We have copy as format only. We have link. We have create hyperlink. We have shift down and copy. We have shift right and copy, shift down, shift right and move. All these are options you can utilize. So let's assume that I choose shift right and copy. You can see that this has moved this data to the right side, and at the same time it has copied this data into a different location. So this is also another way you can use to copy data and also paste them in your Excel workbook. Another option that serves as a copy and paste option, and as usual, some is meant for duplication and some also have the data being taken off permanently from its original location. When I select this cell and then I choose the border and use the left mouse button and drag this to this section, this moves this data from this section into a different section. But when you look at this cell, still it has not changed its formula, because the previous option that we use, it copied this formula into this cell, and still it consists of its cell reference, that is the C10 and the D10. So this is also another way to copy and paste data, that is the moving of data from one location to another. Currently this particular data we have here is a formula. Therefore if I select this and then right click and choose copy, and if I move to a different cell, right click, this time I'm going to choose paste values. So So you can see that we have values here, and when I click, this is not going to paste this as a formula again, rather it's going to paste this as a value. So this formula we have here has been converted into values. So this is also another way to copy and paste data in Microsoft Excel. Now when I select this data or select this multiple cells here, place the pointer around the border, and this time around I'm going to hold Ctrl and the Shift key and click to drag to this section and release. You can see that we have also copied and pasted this same option in this particular data. So this is also an advanced way of copying and pasting data in Microsoft Excel. Now when you copy a data in Excel and you want to paste without using the right click method or the ribbon, you can move to the clipboard and click on this arrow, which is the dialog box launcher. And then in this pane, this is where you're going to have a lot of copied items. So if I select this and hold Ctrl+C, you can see that I have this copied item here. Therefore, when I move to this cell and then click on it, that is going to paste this particular data. If I click, and I can click on this arrow and choose paste, and that is also going to paste this option. We can also choose clear all and then close this particular pane. So this is also another way to copy and paste data. Let me show you a simple tip that can help you to make a duplicate of an item. When I move to this side and I want to have this same data in this cell, I can use the Control key and the letter R. Copy the formula that is used in this particular data into this cell. Therefore, this is going to multiply this by this to get this answer. So this is also another way to copy and paste data using the Control key and the letter R. When I select this cell, which is below this current cell, and I want to make a duplicate, I'm going to hold Ctrl+D on the keyboard, and that is going to copy the formula in this cell into this particular cell. So as an Excel user, these are some of the options you can use to copy and paste data in Microsoft Excel workbook.